Hey guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle, and today we are going to pour some Finesse Swimbaits. And this is a new jig from Do It Molds. I think this got released at ICAST this year. We're going to take a look at this mold closer, see what we can figure out. It's a little bit different, I'm going to be honest. I'm really kind of excited about this. I think this is one of the first ones I've seen that has the hook, and then it has the bait keeper screw lock in the actual, like around the actual hook. So I'm pretty excited about this. So let's take a closer look at this and let's get to pouring. All right, so this is it. This is the mold. Very cool, very cool. Different sizes, you got assorted sizes. We got 3/8 being the biggest to 332s being the smallest, which is pretty small. Usually they stop at about 1/8. So we have 332s, 1/8, 3/16, 1/4, and 5/16 and 3/8. Now, the hook sizes vary: 4/0, 4/0, 3/0, 3/0, 2/0, 1/0. So I decided to go ahead and buy some 4/0s because I wanted to use the 3/8 size. That's the size that I'm going to mostly use. I will probably go ahead and order the other ones. These take a Victory style hook. It is a 10111 BN. Again, use Barlow's. You can get the mold at Barlow's as well. I got all this stuff at Barlow's. I already had some Do It screw locks, but I'm sure you can get those at Barlow's as well. So this is what you need to make these jigs. And the hard part, I think the interesting part is it's a very unique design. It looks very different. And I know why it's Finesse. They call it Finesse because it has that regular jig hook. So the hook eye is going to be on the top of the bait. But loading these in here is not an easy chore. I actually made up a couple of these beforehand just to see how hard these were to make. You actually have to take the hook, fish it through the screw lock first. That's the easiest way I found. Then that way you got that right there, just like that. So, because that's going to sit in the mold, just like that. So, let me just kind of angle this so you can get a better angle. Okay, so this is going to go in the mold, just like this. And that screw lock sits in there, and it actually has a separate wire for that screw lock. Let me just kind of zoom in and show you guys. So, see how the screw lock has its own little wire through right there, and then the hook has its own wire through as well. So that's how these work. So you'll have a screw lock on the bait. Very awesome. The only difference, I think, between like this and the herring head underspin, it doesn't have the screw lock, but it also is on the top of the bait too. But it's just a little bit different. The head is very unique. It's a very unique head. So let's make up a couple of these so I can show you what they look like, and then I will paint these as well. We'll probably paint them, like we'll do a couple pearl whites, maybe throw some chartreuse on the belly just to dress it up a little bit. Maybe we'll do a couple of black ones, maybe add some other kind of color to it. We're just going to do a couple, probably do like 4. So we'll do like 2 pearl whites and 2 black ones. Maybe we'll add something to the black. I'm thinking maybe like maybe we'll do like a little bit of orange or something on the belly, or something different. Let's try something different. So stay tuned. Let's get a couple of these poured. All right, so I'm trying to record with you guys on my lap. It may be a little shaky, but all we're doing is a 3/8 cavity, and I'm just gonna pour this just the once. Okay. Put my drain cup back. So let's take a look at this. We just did the one. Let's see how we did. Oh man, that came out perfect. All right, so let's pop this out of here. I don't want to pry too much on the hook, so just use a pair of small needle nose pliers. Pull it out. Let's take a look at this thing. So it's got a pretty deep eye cavity. It looks like it's got a very interesting head. Water runs back the body, but it's kind of square in the back, which is kind of cool. So with a swim bait, like a Kitech or a 3.8 inch, I've got the 607 swim baits, that's gonna look pretty darn cool. So let's cut the sprue off here and just take a closer look after the sprue's gone. using some flush cutters, pop off that sprue, and then using a file, use a triangle file. I go ahead and I'm going to do this away from the camera because I like to do this down in front of me because I don't like to get little shards of lead anywhere. Be very cautious about that. Lead is very bad. Okay. Filed down the front where the sprue was. Let me just show you real quick. Right there where the sprue was. Just filed that down right there. But this is it right here, guys. So that's what it looks like. It's a very funky design. Very different. I haven't seen something like this yet. Very boxy, squarey kind of thing. Not a lot of roundness to it. So I think it's very cool. It's very different. I like it. But being able to have that ability to use the screw lock on the hook itself, that's perfect to me. So these are going to come in real handy. So without this being an underspin, which theoretically you could probably make this an underspin if you wanted to. Probably be tough on the rest of the cavities, but 3/8 you could draw a line out of there and actually do an underspin if you really wanted to. So you could modify the mold, but I'm not going to do that on this one. But this would be a very cool underspin as well. But anyway, so very cool, very nice hook. Like I said, 4/0. This is a 3/8. This is the size that I want, especially perfect for those 607s. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make up 3 more of these off camera, and I'm going to come back, and then we're going to go ahead and paint them. All right, so I made 5 of these. I'm just going to check them out. The one thing that I can see where I'm going to have issues, and I think I am having issues, and it's not a major issue, is right behind the head, right there where the hook eye comes out. There's a little bit of spot right there. It's probably tough to see in the camera, but see how that spot right there just doesn't look, it looks a little bit undone. So that's the tough part that's filling. I got another one right here that didn't really complete that well. See if I can get you. See it right there? So that's the only problem. Now I did not use dropout, and I think I'm going to have to at some point just to get them perfect, because that one came out perfect behind the hook eye. That one came out really well. So you might want to use dropout. I'm going to quick file these down off camera. I'm going to get the camera moved so you guys can see this a little bit better, but we're going to go ahead and paint. We're going to do white pearl, like I said, with some chartreuse, and I'm not going to use fluid beds today. I'm actually just going to use the cups. So here's some white pearl, and then here is some just black, and we're just going to do some dipping today. And I think what I'm going to do is black with a little bit of orange on the bottom. I think I've got a little tiny bit of orange left that I mixed up between yellow and red. So I'm going to use that on the bottom of the black, and then the other one, like I said, I'm going to use chartreuse. I'm going to go get that. So let me get you moved, and let's get these things painted. Okay, guys, perfect. Let's get this set up. We got the heat going. Okay, like I said, I just got to quick file a couple of these jig heads down because I did not do that yet. I'm not taking much off. I'm just taking a little bit of the rugged edge on the tip off where the sprue was. That's all I'm doing. And then we'll get to painting. And one of these actually snapped off, so that one's going to need a little bit more filing than normal. Yeah. Okay, so we're good there. Let's go ahead, get our pearl white shaken up, and then we're gonna, like I said, we're just gonna use a little paintbrush on the chartreuse there. So let's go ahead and get our forceps out. Ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and heat her up. And the key with these is, obviously, I don't want too much paint on the hook eye, and I don't want too much paint on the bait keeper, the actual screw lock. So I'm just going to heat these up real good just for added measure. Should be fine. And we're going to go ahead and dip in here. I'm trying not to get paint too much on the screw lock, but I think when I tapped it, I actually added that paint to the screw lock on accident. There's really nothing I can do about it now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bake it on there. The next one will be a little bit more cautious. But return to the heat, get that color shined up, glossed up real good. See if I'm missing anything, which I don't think I am. I think I got it in there pretty good. And there you go. It's a very unique design, like I said. There's the bottom, the nose, so it sits like that. Pretty cool. Almost like a little lizard or snake or something. And there's the back. You guys can see that. So again, just got a little bit too much paint on that, but that doesn't matter. It's going to get covered up by a bait anyway. So to add the chartreuse, just taking a little bit of chartreuse here, tapping it on the nose and the belly. Okay, and then we return it to the heat to set it on there. Okay, so not too much. I'm going to add a little bit more. Heat it up. Good to go. So that'll smooth out a little bit. It's a little tiny bit rough. You see that right there? But it'll smooth out when you bake it. So I just added a little bit of chartreuse to the belly. That's it. That's all I did. The nose. So that one's done. And then we will go ahead and do 2 more of these. And once we get the 2 more of these done, I'll switch over and do black. Alright, so there's our white. Let's go ahead and get rid of the chartreuse. Let's get rid of the white pearl. And let's go ahead and shake up the black. It's good to shake these up real good in between. Usually you can get away with 2, maybe 3 at a time. I think I was pushing it with that third one. I probably should have shook it up. Got a little bit excess on there, but that's okay. It'll be all right. And the good part about when you're baking these is the way they hang down on my rack is that the hook eye's up. So it's not going to run into the hook eye, number one. The only thing you got to worry about is if the extra paint runs to the nose. That's the only bad part that's going to be about it. All that paint is going to run right to that nose. So at some point here, I got to come up with an idea like SDG where he bakes the hooks a little bit different, where he does them standing up, so they're like that when you bake them. So, all right, so I got a little tiny bit on the screw lock, no big deal. Like I said, you're gonna bury the bait in that thing anyway. Okay, there's the black. Tough to see because it's dark. Very dark, and I'm going to add some orange to that belly. Let's see what that does. I think that's going to bring that make that stand out a little bit. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Oh yeah. Check that out, guys. A little bit of orange mark on the side there, and then it's on the nose and the belly. Love it. Very cool. Okay. One more. We'll set these up to bake. You know the drill. We go in the toaster oven, 350 for 20 minutes. Probably not going to show that. So we're trying to get these baked. My experience, black has been a very thick paint. I've tried to do it in a fluid bed cup before. Oh, I'm actually gonna need that back because there's a little bit in the back that didn't get caught. I don't know why. So let's make sure we heat that spot up. Get the orange out real quick. I'm gonna take a little bit of black and I'm just gonna tap it on there. Just a little bit. Don't want to go too crazy. Just to cover up our mistake. Just didn't get enough on there. So I'll heat that up. It'll blend in fine, especially on the bake cycle. And you can repair jigs like that too. So if you got spots where you hit stones or whatever like that on a jig and you still got it, you can do that. You can just get some of this paint and repair if you wanted to. I like that. I think I put a little bit extra on that one. I like it. Although the lighter spots are going to be kind of light. So yeah, there we go. Check that out. Cool. Heck yeah. I like it. Gives it a little bit of extra pizzazz. All right. So we're done with the heat gun. We are done with the paints. We are going to bake this, like I said. 350, 20 minutes. So let's get these going and we'll be back to put some eyeballs on. Okay, so we're back. We got our jig heads painted, done, baked. They were in there for 20 minutes. Nice set coat on there. The fluorescent, the chartreuse came out perfect, blended right in. The orange ones came out great, the black and orange, that came out fantastic. And I picked out some pretty cool eyes for these, I think. So for the white, I'm just gonna do a black, like a blackout eye. It's just black. And this is 5mm, by the way, which I'm pretty sure is equivalent to the, oh, this doesn't tell you what size. It just says 2D or 3D stick-on decal eyes. Doesn't tell you the size, but I'm using 5mm. That's what most of them are going to be. And I can't remember off the top of my head what that computes to. I think it's 3/16, if I'm not mistaken. So, but look that up, 5mm. I'm not sure what size is in inches. Some places sell them in inches. A lot of places sell them in millimeters. So I like to go off the millimeters. So as always, we're going to use some Loctite super glue. And all I'm going to do is put a tiny dab, and I mean a tiny dab, in the center of that eye cavity. Just a little tiny dab like that. And then I'm going to drop that eye right into that cavity. And there you go. Perfect. So let me put the other side on. I'm going to put all these eyes on. And then we'll take a look at these when I get them done. Or actually what we'll do is I'm going to put this black one on this one. And then I'm going to show you what I picked out for the black ones. There we go. So black on both sides. Cool, cool. And I got black here. So what I'm going to do is I picked out this fluorescent orange eyes. I think these are really going to pop on this jig. So let's check these out. A little bit of glue. Pop it on. And these eyes fit perfectly in these cavities. So if you get, but if you get too much paint in the cavity, it's definitely not going to fit well. So I'm just going to let you know that now. If you get too much paint in there, you're probably going to end up having to do a smaller eye. So there we go. Fluorescent orange eyes. Black with an orange belly. That is pretty sharp. Very cool. I don't think the orange eye has as much effect as it does in person as it does on camera, but came out super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these real quick, and then we're going to wrap this video up. So here they are, completed. Got my 3 with the black eyes, and got my 2 black ones with the orange belly and fluorescent orange eyes. Pretty cool. I'm impressed. I can't wait to try these. These are going to be pretty sweet. I got a funny feeling they're going to work very well. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I hope you really liked that. This was the Finesse Swimbait mold by Do It Molds. This just came out. I'm gonna have some pictures on here of the end of the mold itself, inside, outside, and I'm also gonna do some pictures of these jig heads close up, just so that you got a really good idea of what they look like. Sometimes it doesn't really do it justice on video while you're making them. It just looks a lot better in pictures. So let me wrap this up. Again, get this mold, get the hooks, get the screw locks over at Barlow's. Use my code B8N Tackle, all one word. I'll put it here, but please go ahead and use that. You will not save any money. Let me just warn you, you don't save any money, but you do help me. You support the channel, and it sends some credit towards me so that I can buy more products like this to show you guys in the future. So please go over, get some stuff from Barlow's, awesome stuff. Even the paint, pearl white, the black, orange, the chartreuse, you can get all that at Barlow's, everything you can get there. So please go ahead over, get some stuff, get yourself set up, make some of these pretty sweet jigs. Very comparable to an underspin, just obviously without the spinner. I'm gonna throw these probably quite a bit, especially if I run out of underspins. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, remember, keep on baiting.